There's also a firefighter down call over the scanner earlier this afternoon. This beam, the support beams from the roofing here, came and went straight down to these houses. So you can kind of see the debris field that I was standing by. Cop car behind me. It looks like some officers are in this liquor store looking at some CCTV video, and then we'll swing you around this way where we have crime scene tape up. You have officers doing work down here in this alleyway. And pulling up to the scene here too, you see parents running everywhere trying to check where their child was. I'm not sure if you can see the top of the roof very well. You can see where it's caved in. Just encouraging everybody too that are out there, stay in line, get out and vote as well. Here he might be trying to sell me on a pontoon boat. I'm going to hold strong though, Elias and Aaron. You can't buy boats out here.
Bigger question is, I don't know if you have to do the 6 o'clock, but is Zach Fisher going to jump off into the lake tonight just to show how nice the water is? Okay.
I might. I'm going to do it. Got to swim back somehow. We're talking about some power line repair too, so you can kind of see that going on. You can see some of the damage that some of the property took last Friday. The alleged shooter came and opened fire here around 7, another mark right there. Right by the hospital here too. You can see signs of persistence all across the town, even with the heavy cleanup efforts that are still needed in search and rescue efforts. Sentiment to lead everybody with, but I think I could give Jadis a hug here too, but yeah, Amanda will send it back. Cleanup crews they're coming more and more out to help people just like Jadis. The same sentiment of wanting Grimes to feel like Grimes, that small town feel. Hey, how we doing?
And some suckers.
Gotcha. Did you have a good time today? You enjoyed it? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. What, back to school tomorrow? Oh boy. Then for good reason. You can see the Des Moines River right behind me here. It's swollen. This is a boat ramp, and Lee's going to bring you all the way out. Aaron, he says he's been leaning on the department, but a lot on his family since he's taken over the role. Says he gets a lot more respect in the office than he does back at home with his wife and kid. The college, so you reach out to the Webster County Public Health Department, and they'll get you lined up with it too. But we're just wading in the water here. Elias got a Viking fan behind me. I guess nothing else to do when the water's this high. And the beaches are open, waterful, beautiful, clear as day. I'm actually at it here too. You actually got some beaches down at Red Rock that are closed, that were just closed today. One in Knoxville and one in Pella, but plenty of people enjoying it. Aaron, this is probably the deepest I'm gonna go though. I wore pants today, so not the greatest move.
Probably a smart move, yeah.
5 miles east outside of Creston, where there was a lot of extensive damage to a senior living facility and several homes. We're right outside Highway 34 here, where property owners have lost their homes and they're wondering what's next.
They mentioned the one that was headed basically right for us, and I looked out the window and could see it, and we all hit the basement. As soon as we hit the basement, our ears popped and just mass destruction.
The damage near Afton spanned miles over different properties, and the family is just thankful that no people or animals were hurt when the storm touched down. In Creston, the damage is more concentrated, with neighbors out early on Saturday checking on their friends.
Nos da mucha tristeza de.
She said that she really feels sad looking at all these damages, not only for our friend here, but for a lot of people.
Noise, loud noise, banging. And there's 2x4s and siding that's hit down below, and I'm thankful it didn't go through the patio doors downstairs, because I didn't realize the glass could be such force. Did you hear anything when the stuff was going on with the loss?
I didn't really hear anything. I just that one, boom. And you can see it, it sucked my soffits on the backside up in, and this garage door got bent outward, so it pushed out here and sucked up there. So,
and different communities just miles apart, not knowing what this cleanup process will look like.
We don't know where to turn, what to do. Luckily, we've got lots of friends and family coming out, showing up, not even calling them, they're just showing up.
And a similar scene in Creston too, with Iowans helping their neighbors. Not a single call was made this morning, but help came out and was on the way for a cleanup process that there's no time length for. In Afton, Zach Fisher, WHO 13 News. Ingersoll Avenue is 4 years in on a streetscaping project, and you can see some of the damage that some of the property took last Friday. The alleged shooter came and opened fire here around 7, another mark right there. Now, business owners in the area are concerned. I talked with the owner of Creme Bakery. She was in her business during the shooting, and we have video before, during, and right after.
He walks past the bakery, and the front of my bakery is all windows. So like he just walks past the bakery. I didn't pay any mind to it. And then as he gets past the bakery, he started kind of like ducking behind some cars. It was just kind of like an odd behavior. I was just like, okay, he's just kind of being weird. Whatever. It wasn't probably like 10, 20 seconds after I lost sight of him that I heard 7 shots. I saw the gun in his hand. So he was like running full speed. The gun was in his right hand, facing the bakery. Like he was just running. I see him. I see the gun. And I swear for a hot second, we like locked eyes. We saw him run past the bakery, down the alley. He was running down the alley, but he gets halfway past, and then he just walks normally. I think just to kind of like make it seem a little less suspicious.
The owner of that video shared it with the Des Moines Police Department the same day as the shooting last Friday, and there's still no word yet as of Monday from the department if there's a suspect, if he's in custody, or the condition of those victims. On Ingersoll Avenue, Zach Fisher, WHO 13 News.
Pulled the 3 individuals to shore. This is such a sad story, Zach.
Yeah, Aaron and Janae, it is. It's a very emotional one, too. This story involves the McLendon couple who were helping out a church friend that needed help with plumbing. And as they were heading home, they were heading back east across the dam this way when they noticed a woman in the middle of the road holding a fishing pole, which they thought was odd, but they continued on their way home. And then a little further down, there was a man and his son holding a rope, and they were gesturing towards Jason and his wife. So Jason and his wife back up, not knowing what to expect.
And there was a lady that was just frantically screaming for help. And I looked down at the lake and I saw 2 people going under the water.
Jason springs into action. The side of the dam steep and the bottom of the lake slippery. Jason jumps in, and the man and the son with the rope tied it off to a pole on top of the road. Jason saves the 2 in the water and thinks that the rescue's over.
And then I sat there with his father for a while because we were both exhausted at this point, and told him to rest. And the woman kept yelling and pointing at the water, and I didn't understand what she was saying because they speak Spanish. And her younger daughter, yelled at us that there's a girl in the water.
EMS vehicles already on the scene, encouraging Jason to wait for rescue crews.
I told the officer, I said, we don't have time for that. I've got to go back. And so I just did it. I didn't have a choice. They needed help. I was here.
The girl further out in the water and completely submerged. After a couple dives, Jason couldn't see the girl.
Went down again further, and I could see a small black object in the water about that big. And I thought that has to be her. So I came up and took a breath and then dove down about 12 feet. And when I got about a foot from her, I found her, grabbed her by the wrist, and shot up to the surface with her.
Jason had already rescued 2 and gave emergency responders the ability to attempt to save the 14-year-old girl's life, performing CPR on the side of the road.
Try to, there's always that part of your mind, what if? What if I'd have been here 5 minutes earlier? What if I could have rested a little less time, to get out there, just to increase chances? And you think about that too, but I have an encouraging wife, and she reminded me that, we got 2 out immediately.
You can see the brick building behind me here. That's where the interview took place earlier today, where I was talking with Jason and his wife. At the time, we did not know that the 14-year-old girl had passed away. Jason, he's a veteran. He was a lifeguard 30 years ago, so he was able to keep everybody calm. And I asked him too, what's your message to people, seeing your story? What do you want to share to people? And he just said that there's good in the world. There's good people everywhere ready to jump into action. Aaron.
Yeah, he is certainly a reminder of that. Zach Fisher reporting live. Thank you.
Iowa lawmakers passed a bill to address chronic absenteeism in schools, but now charges are piling up in Polk County and around the state, and they're looking to reverse course.
This bill is a result of hearing feedback.
I'm going to thank you for going back and rectifying a horrible piece of legislation in the first place.
My goodness, it even made it in the condition of the guard speech.
We request an exception to the current chronic absenteeism law.
Chronic absenteeism is defined as a student missing 10% of a grading period. 15% requires school engagement meetings and a mail notice to the county attorney and guardian. 20% is when the county attorney will file charges.
The goal is not to punish parents. The goal is to keep kids in class, get them in class, and ultimately dismiss any charges.
The amount of Central Iowan parents facing prosecution for chronic absenteeism has increased significantly in 2 months. Des Moines Public Schools has 72 parents in truancy court. West Des Moines has 19. Ankeny Community Schools, 12. Johnston, 6. Sadell, 5 parents. And Southeast Polk and Urbandale have 2 parents each, bringing the total charged by the Polk County Attorney to 118 as of February 10th. There were only a total of 15 charged in Polk County in December of last year.
My initial thought is that obviously the intent is working. We're getting at some of those parents and children. But my question is, are they all for the right reason? So this allows the school district to determine that reason.
In the House chamber, Speaker Grassley says the door's not closed on fixing the current law.
I'd be open to that conversation. I think we have to be thoughtful in how we do that and make sure that we are providing that local level flexibility.
The new bill in the Senate gets rid of school engagement meetings if the students' grades are good, no more mail notices to guardians, and the bill also clarifies that absences for military applicants' funerals and weddings are excused. School leaders are eager to see some refinement to give schools more control and shoulder less of the burden.
I think that's where it got a little bit clunky for folks, is just some of the requirements within that law, the expectations in terms of the number of meetings, in terms of the mailings, in terms of all that. There was a considerable amount of time spent on that.
Now, with the bill moving out of the Education Committee in the Senate, it's eligible for floor debate. Now, there's not a companion bill in the Iowa House, but there's still a long time left in the session. At the Iowa State House, Zach Fisher, WHO 13.